Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 28th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect. Please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in detail each of the zodiac sign forecasts for each sign. Now this week sees some big conjunctions, not least Venus and Mars in the sign of Aquarius align with Saturn, the traditional ruler of this sign. We also have from Wednesday Mercury moving into a conjunction with the Sun, which by the end of the week on Sunday becomes absolutely binding, and we have an event known as Cazimi, which is really very special. If you're having a baby this week and it happens to be born on Sunday, the chances are they're going to have a really bright mind, even a touch of genius. But also, of course, we have a new moon this week on Friday. And not only is this close to Mercury, it is embracing the energies of Chiron. Chiron, the wounded healer, the comet that was discovered in the 70s, is very much to do with where we can be most effective in helping others, but it's often where we feel we get the least back from others. So I think in the sign of Aries, Chiron's very much to do with identity. So our identity is going to be very important to us all this week. And I think the combination of Venus and Saturn and Venus and Saturn and Mars and Saturn is asking us to think about humanity. We've seen the worst of humanity recently, but we've also seen the examples of the best of it. We had this also through COVID as well. Now, some of the hopes we have for the future, very idealistic hopes, may be countered by the realism of where we are, the more Saturnian energy, or it could be the energy and force of Venus pushed back on the more restrictive energies of Saturn. But I'll explain how this will impact on each of the 12 zodiac signs if you stay with me. Now, if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand more deeply personal astrology, this is based on your time, date and place of birth and is completely unique to you. If so, you can take advantage of my special offer of a 12-month forecast and a character analysis by seeing the link beneath this video and get 30% off. You'll gain searing insights as to what makes you tick, your future opportunities and potentials, but also where you may steer clear of those pitfalls that we all have in the road from time to time. Hello Virgo and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 28th of March. Venus and Mars have been aligning in a very practical part of your situation, but of course they're very much about love and relating, especially in the conjunction that they are at the current time. But they're actually going to be connecting with Saturn this week. And if you have got any kind of a relationship, which seems to be a case of more give than get, you're going to become much more conscious of it. And certainly from midweek, when your ruler Mercury starts to merge with the Sun and is in the mix on the new moon on Friday and then exactly conjunct the Sun on Saturday, I think if you do need to explore something and think very carefully about what your moves are or to understand why something's working in a particular way, I think you're going to be inclined to do that. The 8th house can be about resources, especially longer term resources, things like pensions, savings, bonds, investments, insurances, legacies, mortgages, all those kind of things. So you may be looking very carefully in those areas because we have got costs going up. So if you can use your natural discrimination to tease out some economies or some opportunities, I think you can do that very successfully. Chiron, though, is in the mix of this new moon. If an intimacy issue is something that is part of your situation, then the depth of this particular new moon can help you to try to understand why that may be. But the sixth house energy of Saturn can push us to see our glass as being half empty rather than half full. So it will be important not to be too self-critical, too hard on yourself, or even too hard on anyone else who's doing their best to relate to your needs too.